I've come across something that is kind of crazy. Men resent women and women resent men. The bad pathology of dating. And it's going to blow your mind because this is kind of funny. It's something I realized last night. So be sure to check out this video from the beginning to the end. Also, below, I've got a multitude of things to offer you to level up your wealth. So check that out. All right. I was watching this video and it was fascinating, right? I'll put a link to the video. And the guy was talking about how women resent men. And this is how it was going on. When a woman is young, their selection choice, they filter out most men. On the dating apps, only 10% of the men are visible. Like 9% of the men are invisible. They're just like, they're not tall enough, they don't make enough money, all of these surface level things. And women filter very, very hard when they're at the peak of their sexual, at the top of their sexual peak. And what happens is they hold on to that mindset. They hold on to it. And then they get older. And then men start dating down. Men their own age want nothing to do with these women. So they start to find guys that they normally would have rejected very, very attractive. And these guys are kind of like bewildered because it's like, when did all of a sudden did I become so attractive? So the guys are like happy they're getting the attention, but they're getting the attention of desperate women. And this is where it gets deep. This is where it gets deep. These women resent the men who they're dating because these men are not first choice. And I was sitting there like, oh my God, that goes back on something that I've been talking about for a long time. How men resent women. So you have a lot of men who are not dating the woman that they want to date. So they're dating women who will have sex with them, but these women are not their top choice. So they resent women. And he went on and on and on and talking about, with the resentment, the little arguments that happen with you. He was talking about a man who messes with a woman who's been divorced and how a woman have an argument with him and she's arguing with him and her ex-husband at the same time, even though she's directing all her angers at this man, right? And it just blew my mind. And all of this comes back down from bad pathology. Women should pick a good guy at the top of their sexual peak. But they have this thing, this thought process that the guys will keep coming and they'll get better and better and better and better, right? And this isn't something that happens. So they filter very, very hard. They filter on ridiculous things. Like, okay, the height thing. If a man is just as tall as a woman, a lot of women will filter this guy out because he's too short, even though they're the same height. So women have what I call flaky filtering choices. Some of the most obscene things they filter and get rid of good men. Then biology comes in because this woman wants to have a family, and the older she gets, the chances start to drop. I remember years ago, I'm messing with this woman, and she was actually older than I was, right? And I'll tell you the whole little dirty story. I met her on the app Plenty of Fish, and I liked her. It had this mechanism where you could like people. So I liked her and I saved her, and she was all happy about that. So I meet her in public. She lives up here, she lives in Cobb County. Meet her at Cumberland Mall. She had on this sweater top and this little mini dress and these long boots, and she had some big ass titties. Oh my God, they were amazing. And I thought she was cute. So we go eat and everything, and ride back in the car, and I just tell her, I was like, hey, I want to fuck you. Just like that. My dick was already hard. And she was like, okay. So I follow her home, stop at Walmart to get some condoms, right? And I was like, she ain't gonna be out there when I come out there. Go out there, she's still out there, follow her to her house. Fuck the shit out of her, spent the night, and she wake up, I'm all right, you good? I'm like, I'm good too. And then we were messing around. Like I said, she was older than me. She was about 45 5'47" ish, 48 ish. And one time we were having sex, and I came in her, and she she was like, "You think I'm pregnant?" I started laughing. Right, I was like, "You're not pregnant. Don't even worry about it." Right, because I worked at the hospital and I knew that the biology went hidden, and then like a few days later, her period came. So the sexual reproduction cycle of women is it's just biology. It's not something that they can argue about. It's not something that they can negotiate with. It's reality. And then when women start facing this wall, having this issue, then they get desperate. Babies, rabies. So they get really, really desperate. And then this is when they start like women, and the thing he was talking about, I've experienced some of that stuff. Like when I was living in this big ass house by myself, I had so many women who wanted to move in with me. I had this one girl, she was attractive. She was really attractive. We went on a date, and then she's like, "Let's stop bullshitting. Let's do this thing." I was like, "Excuse me?" She's like, she literally said, "Let's get married." One date. One date. She's like, "Let's get married." I was like, "I think you're really cute, but I'm not ready to get married." I wasn't feeling the married vibe, right? Then we went on and everything. I take her home and she's like, "You want to come up?" Come up. She gave me the pussy. Pussy was amazing, but I still wasn't like. And then realized that she had entered that stage where it was going to get really, really hard. It was already hard for her to get pregnant because she had tried to get pregnant before and it was challenging. And she was like holding on. And I mean, this woman was like, "Let's get married. Let's create a family." Boom, 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 boom. And he talked about that. And I was like, "Oh my God, that's true." And if you're a man that's older, that's established, and you're just wondering what's going on, that's what's going on. Now, the other side of that, so here what happens with the men. The men are dating women that are not their first choice. They're dating women that they tolerate. They're dating women that they really, really don't be with. They don't claim these women as girlfriends. They don't claim these women as partners. They're just someone they're having sex with. So in both cases, these people have made really, really bad dating decisions. The women, when they were able to capture top tier men, they ignored these men, and they've literally, I guarantee you, a lot of these women have turned down men that would have made a good husband and been a protector and provider because they thought they had endless options, right? They thought they had endless options. And the men, all right, what have I been talking about for years? Get your economics together, right? The men have not done that. So now they're put in a position where they're seen as regular dudes. And then they date these women that they're not interested. There's this show here on YouTube. And I've seen woman after woman come up here talking about, "I'm with this man. He will not claim me. He will not claim me in front of his friends. Because he don't want to be with you. He really doesn't want to be with you. The only reason he's with you is because of easy sex. That's it. That's it." And the bad pathology is the women should make choices when they're younger and get a good man. And the men should energize, activate themselves where they can get a good woman. Like, I talked about this. Like literally, let's go back. All right, this is my boo thing. You see that? The love of my life. I got an album of her. I love this woman. I cherish this woman. I'm proud to be with her. I even be telling strangers about her. And, it's one of the things that is crazy, right? So I'm with a woman that I want to be with, that I enjoy being with. There's no fighting. There's no resentment. There's no craziness because I really want to be with this woman. And, you know, I put the story up here. The first time I told her I loved her, that was for me because that's just where I was, and I didn't really know what she was going to say because I told her I love her, and she had this chuckle, and then a big smile. I was like, "What is that chuckle? I've never heard that chuckle before." And then, like literally 2 weeks later, she told me she loved me, and it was unhurried, it was unforced. But how did I get? I'll be 60 years old this year. How did I end up with a 28-year-old hottie? I got my economics together. And, essentially when we got together, because, personally, I'm in a rebuild phase. So, that's why I'm getting married without a prenup because I don't have the money I used to have. I just don't. But I'm better off than the average person, I see significantly. And for me, it just doesn't make sense to go through the whole prenup because literally, what I've seen people. It's like he's ditched his assets and all this other stuff, and that just fear mongering. But back to the core topic: bad dating decisions. Women are notorious for making bad dating decisions, and men are notorious for not getting themselves together. In my book, Dating the Woman You Marry, I talk about this. And one section is where men should take 6 months off from dating and focus on getting themselves together so they don't have this problem. So I'm just going to speak honestly to you guys. There's nothing better than being with a woman that you want to be with. All right, funny little story. She likes to shop and she's got this habit of touching stuff. Literally, it cracks me up. Like, she looks at the eggs, she puts her fingers on the eggs, she holds the fruit, cracks me up because I have not been to the grocery store in years. Most of that was ordering out. At one point I had a chef and everything. So, and we go to the grocery store and it's just freaking entertaining watching her shop. Like, feel on the fruit, feel on it, because she likes, when we're looking at clothes, like there would be these furry things and she run her hands over it, and she likes furry stuff. She said, yeah. And it's fun. So I just have fun with her doing normal, regular, everyday things, which is life. So when you're with someone that you really want to be with, you just enjoy being with them, doing regular old stuff. So if you're a guy and all of a sudden you're in your 40s and women are coming for you, it's not because you've gotten more attractive. That's a lie you're telling yourself. It's because they've gotten desperate. They've gotten very, very desperate. So I would urge you guys to go ahead and get the book, Dating the Woman You Marry. And I got another book I'm working on called The Investment Lie. That book's free. I'm going to put that up as well where you can get that. I'm having trouble loading up the cover on, I don't know what's going on with the cover, but the cover won't load, but the book is still available and the book is free. So let me know your thoughts and opinions.